Hi, this is Robert Selleck with Blue Planet Surf, and today I'm going to show you how to apply the Microgrip paddle grip tape as in this paddle. I guess the manufacturers always like to make the paddle nice and shiny, which is what customers want, I guess. But I found that when you have wet hands, it kind of gets slippery on the paddle. So I tried a lot of different things over the years. For example, first of all, putting wax on it. Surf wax, and I found that it just made a big mess in my car. Plus, it just rubs off right where your fingers are, so you have a bald spot right where you always grip the paddle. And I also tried the EVA foam grips, which are comfortable, but I found them actually also kind of slippery when they're wet. Make the diameter of the paddle a bit bigger, the foam pad, so I found it actually made it harder to grip the paddle because of the bigger diameter. What I have been doing is just sanding the paddle. Wet sanding it with like a fine grit paper, and this one, if you look, you can kind of see a little bit that it has like a little bit of a sanded finish, which helps make it more grippy. And that's kind of how I used it for many years. And then now I discovered this Microgrip tape that I think is the best stuff yet for your paddle. Really fine texture on it, which makes it very grippy, even when it's wet or if there's sunscreen on it, anything, it's still you still get an excellent grip on the paddle, and that gives you better control, less flutter. You can just have a lighter grip on the paddle, so you get less fatigued, and you can paddle longer, harder, stronger, faster, and that's what we all want, right? So anyway, I'm going to show you real quick how to put this on your paddle. We sell it as a 3-foot strip, but you can also buy it by the foot. But I found a 3-foot strip is like a great length to wrap your paddle kind of in this fashion. What I like to do is just trim the edges a little bit of the end of the tape, so I'm just going to cut like a small angle on the end of the tape, and I found that now I'm gripping the paddle lower, especially when I want to take a powerful stroke. So with the lower grip on the lower hand, you'll get more torque on the paddle, obviously. You know, this is kind of one of the recommended methods. You just put the hand on the handle, one hand on the handle, the other hand on the shaft, set the paddle on your head, and make right angles with both elbows, just like that. So I have 2 right angles, paddle on my head. That's where my power grip position is. So I got my hand right here. I'm going to put the tape maybe about an inch below that. And that's where I'm going to start my paddle grip. And then from there I go up for like steering stroke, or you know, if I just want to cruise and have a little bit lighter stroke, I'll move my hand up. But for the power stroke, you want to bring it down. So having the paddle grip also is a really good indicator for where you grip your paddle. So to get the right angle with the tape, I recommend peeling back just a little bit of the end of the tape, paddle grip tape, and it can be a little bit tricky to get off the first little part. I just had it. Okay, so there we go. So I'm just gonna peel back a little piece, and then without sticking it on, I'm gonna wrap it around the paddle once. So now I can kind of set the right angle of the tape. And what I like to do is leave about a gap of about half the tape width between each wrap. So I'm going to start it at my marker. I'm going to start sticking it down right here. Keep that the same angle, and now you can slowly peel off the tape and make sure it goes on without any wrinkles. And turn the paddle as you're sticking it on. And then once you have one revolution, you can kind of see the gap, and just try to keep a consistent gap between the 2 rows of tape to the previous row of tape. And you slowly peel it back, get it on there, nice and tight. And if you need to, you can always peel it off a little bit. The adhesive is good even after peeling it off and sticking it back on. But just go slowly, put it on nice and clean, and this stuff grips surprisingly well, even with a little gap in between. I think it actually makes it more comfortable to have a little gap. But if you wanted to, obviously you could put it without a gap in between the rows of tape. And if you wanted your whole paddle to have grip, you can always buy it by the foot, and you would need a little bit more tape to do your whole paddle. But I find that this the 36-inch width, 36-inch piece of tape, a 3-foot piece of tape, is sufficient for a really good long paddle grip for most people. So okay, so I'm finished wrapping it. This gives me, like, I think about 2 feet of wrap area, and ready to go in the water, have some fun. This will give you a great grip, positive traction, and I'm sure you will like it. I'm very happy with it, and it's comfortable, won't give you blisters or anything. So there you go, there we have it. Thanks for watching. Aloha.